Lights are so bright. It's Nick Shell. What are we gonna do? We're gonna look at comments. Now, if you saw my other video called, I don't know what I named it yet because I haven't actually named it yet, but let's assume I named it something like compensating for men's hair loss. I'll probably call it something like that. You're gonna see another comment that was left on this video, this is the same video, but that was the other comment. Here's another comment on the video for are bald men actually happier than men with hair? That was important to them for their car to sound that loud, wasn't it? Okay, so Robert, I've never said your name out loud before, but it's time for me to do that. And we've known each other for so. Robert, just like Walter, they've both been watching my videos forever and leaving comments, so I'm very grateful for that. It makes my channel more interesting when I've got people, adding their input on my videos. I appreciate it, and this video wouldn't exist if it weren't for people leaving comments. So here we go. When I asked the question, are bald men actually happier than men with hair? Robert said, quote, no, studies have shown men with hair are generally more confident and happy than bald or balding men. Moreover, those studies have shown that there's a direct correlation between the amount of hair a person has and their overall anxiety level. More hair means less anxiety. He goes on to say, there are plenty of exceptions to the rule, though, and plenty of happy, confident, bald men. So that's kind of an excerpt of what he said there. And, what I want to address today that I'm sure I have in the past, but the concept of anxiety. And if you are losing your hair, or you think you might be, or even if you have, I agree. There's anxiety in that, and I know that personally from experience. But I've said before, my name is Nicolas. In Greek, that translates is victorious. And in recent years of my life, I've made a conscious effort to live up to that name, to choose to be victorious, not allow myself to be a victim. Now, when we're presented with anxiety, especially over something we cannot control like our hair, arguably we can't control, right? Basically what we have to figure out is, are we going to be a slave to this anxiety, or are we going to control this anxiety by actually doing something about it? See, that's the thing. The anxiety is not going to go away. I mean, now, sure, you can take antidepressants or do whatever drugs, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, whatever your doctor says. I'm no doctor. But what I'm saying is, you still have to address the root of the problem. And letting yourself worry every day about hair loss is no answer. That's not victorious for me. And that's why, personally, I have to choose to be victorious. So I have to choose to acknowledge, okay, yeah, I've got some anxiety about my hair loss. I'm grateful for what I still have, but if I could choose to have hair, I would. But how can I embrace this, and how can I accept this? So think about it this way. Think of it as this simple, you get to choose your fate. Either A, you can allow yourself to continue to be anxious about it, or B, you can figure out, well, what is my solution? Not what is Nick Shell's solution, but what is my solution? How am I going to daily combat the temptation to be anxious about my hair? So then that's when you write it down if you need to, but you have to have your personal plan. Are you going to get a hair transplant? Are you going to put whatever kind of drugs on your head to make it go away? Do you want to experiment with something more natural, like I'm going to be doing just for the sake of the video series next here, starting up, I guess later this week? I'll be doing the pumpkin seed oil and rosemary oil. I'll be doing those. What is your plan? If you have no plan, then you get owned. That's what's going to happen. Your anxiety is going to own you. And so that's not victorious. That's becoming a victim. That's allowing yourself to become a victim. Okay? So, or out of all those, do you just want to say, no, I'm just going to shave my head and be done with it and grow a beard and work out and let that be it? It doesn't matter what your solution is. Whatever solution works for you and is what you want to do, that's your solution. And I don't care, and I don't endorse one for you. I don't care. But what I am endorsing is that you pick a solution. All right? When it comes to hair anxiety, you have to have a solution. Because every day that goes by without a solution that you actually start doing something about, that's another day that anxiety wins over you. And, you know, like Robert said, there are exceptions to the rule. There are guys that are losing their hair and aren't anxious about it. And I think it'll be easier for me once I start regularly, daily shaving my head. But that's still a ways out before I'm going to commit to that. So, yeah, anxiety is, I think, the default when it comes to hair loss, isn't it? And naturally, I think most of us are not above it. We have to choose to be above it. And that's what I'm endorsing in this video. Get a plan and figure it out. Because I guarantee you, if you don't have a plan to deal with the solution of this, whatever best suits your needs and your psyche, anxiety is going to win. You have to address the root of the problem. And obviously the root of the problem is you didn't choose your hair loss, and you can't, if it can be stopped, maybe through hair transplant or something like that, but that's going to be a conscious decision on your part that you feel that that's what you need to do. So get a plan, otherwise anxiety wins. I'm victorious. Anxiety will not win against me. I will beat up anxiety like Rocky did to Mr. T in 1982 on Rocky 3, because I am Nick Shell and I am victorious, and that's what I am reminding you to be. Otherwise you become a victim. This isn't a channel for victims. This is a channel for us, men who are victorious.